Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new Pokemon trading card game video. What we have today is the Mega Ampharos EX, the last of the 3 Mega Pokemon that were released with the Ancient Origins set. Mega Ampharos EX is another pretty cool Mega Pokemon. I'm actually really liking all of the Ancient Origins Mega Pokemon. So it has the Exavolt attack. It doesn't seem all that impressive initially. It only hits for 120 damage. However, we have the option of inflicting the opponent's active Pokemon with an additional 50 damage, and by doing so, we effectively put the opponent's Pokemon in the paralysis state, which is by far the best state you could ever inflict upon any of the opponent's Pokemon. By doing so, however, we do inflict 30 damage upon our own Mega Ampharos EX. So what this means is that we're going to have to try and heal off that damage so it doesn't build up. And how we're going to be doing that is through the Rough Seas Stadium card. This will allow us to slowly heal that Mega Ampharos EX and potentially the Ampharos EX back to full HP over time. So Rough Seas is a really nice Stadium card. We will be running 4 copies of it just for the sake of consistency. We're also running a total of 3 copies of the Ampharos EX. Mainly, we're going to be making use of the Thunder Rod attack. Initially, we're probably not going to be making use of the Sparkling Tail attack a whole lot. However, it is kind of nice because it can allow us to take care of any Safeguard Pokemon in a single attack. So anyways, the Thunder Rod attack allows us to look at the top 4 cards of our deck and attach as many Lightning Energy cards as we find there onto this Pokemon. So this can be nice with respects to providing a little bit of energy acceleration to that Ampharos EX until we do ultimately evolve it into that Mega Ampharos EX. Now, we also have an alternative attacker, which is going to be the Raichu. It has 2 different attacks. One of them is the Circle Circuit attack, the other one is the Thunderbolt attack. We're not going to be using the Thunderbolt attack. I mean, it's just way too energetically expensive and it would waste too many turns for us to get it going, especially since we want the Mega Ampharos EX to be our main attacker. So we're simply going to be using the Circle Circuit. Circle Circuit should pretty consistently hit for 100 damage because we do have a lot of ways in which we can load up our bench. So one of those ways is through the Hoopa EX, which allows us to make use of its Scoundrel Ring ability, allowing us to search our deck for up to 3 Pokemon EX, with the exception of Hoopa EX, and then lay it down into our bench. So ideally, we'd like to look for the Ampharos EX and the Mega Ampharos EX, and of course, we also have the the option of looking for a Shaman EX in case we would like to make use of the setup ability, allowing us to draw into some additional cards. So Hoopa EX is a really nice card, and it's actually going for a lot right now in the public trades, just showing us that it may sort of be the next highly valued Pokemon EX card. Shaman EX again is a really nice card as well, so we'll definitely be making use of it for its setup ability. That's pretty much our entire Pokemon line, guys. We have a total of 13 energy cards. 3 of them are going to be the Flash Energy, which I feel does need a bit of discussing. So Flash Energy can only be attached to a Lightning Pokemon. This card provides a Lightning Energy, but the Pokemon that has this energy card attached to it has absolutely no weakness, which is really nice because we see a lot of fighting decks, and fighting decks are definitely very, very competitive at the moment. We see decks such as Lucario EX, things like that. So that Flash Energy is really going to go a long way with respects to allowing us to deal with those fighting type decks. So we are running a total of 3 copies of that in our deck. We're also running 6 Lightning and 4 Double Colors energies as well. We are running a total of 2 Mega Turbos, of course. That is because we are running the Mega Ampharos EX, so we'd like to be able to get those Lightning Energy cards from our discard pile and latch them on to that Mega Ampharos EX. We also have the Switch card and the Escape Rope just to allow us to switch in between our Pokemon. I feel like those were really the main cards that needed discussing, so we're going to be going through the remainder of the cards quite quickly. 4 Ultra Balls will allow us to grab any of the Pokemon that we need. 3 VS Seekers to reuse any of our supporter cards. We have a total of 9 draw supporters, 1 of them being Tierno, 4 of them being Sycamore, 3 of them being the Professor Birch's Observation, and 1 of them being the Ace Trainer. We also have 2 Lysanders to lure out any of the opponent's benched Pokemon. 4 Rough Seas, which I have already discussed, 3 Ampharos Spirit Links to be attached to that Ampharos EX so that we can evolve it into the Mega Ampharos EX without having to sacrifice a turn. 2 Muscle Bands, mainly to be attached to those Raichus just to increase their total damage output by a little bit. Alright, so with that, guys, let's go and find ourselves our first opponent of the day to see what this deck is really capable of. So I think it's going to perform quite well. I mean, I've been quite impressed with the bulk of the Mega EX Pokemon that we have seen in this set thus far, and I feel like those Flash Energies really do compensate for any fighting decks that we may encounter. So speaking of fighting decks, looks like we're going to be facing one right away. Let's go with a Heads this time, and of course we're going to get the Tails. That's why I should always stick with Tails, but it's okay. Let's see if the opponent decides that they're going to go first. I mean, you almost always should, and yeah, of course they're going to choose to go first. Alright, so no Pokemon in our hand just yet. I'm definitely going to start off with the Ampharos EX, guys, and then I'll probably be bringing out that Hoopa EX as well. Not just yet, but during our own turn, just so I can actually make use of the Scoundrel Ring ability. Looks like we're going to be seeing a Meloetta. Luckily for us, though, we have that Flash Energy, so that's immediately going to provide us some insulation against those fighting type Pokemon. So that Meloetta can be pretty deadly, especially with the Shooting Star Pirouette. But again, luckily for us, we do have the Flash Energy card. So let's go and attach that to that Ampharos EX. I'm gonna go and lay down the the Hoopa EX to look for a. Okay, so Ampharos EX, Shaman EX. I think one Shaman EX should be enough for now. So let's go and start off by bringing out an Ampharos EX. I'm going to be laying down the Rough Sea Stadium card as well. I'm going to go and use that Ultra Ball. Let's go and get rid of one of our Mega Ampharos EXs into that discard pile and the Lightning Energy card as well. I think I'd like to bring out a Raichu onto our bench as well. We're probably going to be using it as an attacker as well. Let's go and lay down that Shaman EX to get some new cards in our hand. And I mean, we have a pretty solid hand, so I won't be using any of these cards just yet. I could, however, license out the opponent's Landorus if I really wanted to. I mean, he doesn't have any fighting energy cards in that discard pile. So, you know what, yeah, let's actually go and Lysander out that Landorus and really hope that our Thunder Rod comes through for us and allows us to snack a couple of Lightning Energy cards. Nope, not a single Lightning Energy card. So that's kind of unfortunate, but that Landorus currently can't hit for more damage than that Meloetta, so we should be relatively safe for the most part. Alright, so looks like we're going to be seeing a Rayquaza EX coming out as well. That's definitely unusual. This switch card will allow the opponent to bring out that Meloetta. I'm hoping that they don't really get a lot of heads. I mean, that could be quite deadly. And okay, so they're going to get a tail, so only hitting us for 40 damage. So that is definitely kind of nice. I'm going to heal off the bulk of the damage inflicted upon us. Let's go and bring out the Raichu as well, guys. I'm going to go and attach the Double Colors Energy onto that Ampharos EX. And let's finally bring out the Mega Ampharos EX. We should be able to start dishing out a whole lot of damage with it starting on our next turn. So hopefully I can attach the Muscle Band onto it as well, guys. And that will allow us to hit for 190 damage. So he tails again. Our opponent is definitely getting unlucky with those flips. Should have gone with a Trick Coin as opposed to the Rocky Helmet. So let's go and heal off that damage. In case we don't draw into an energy card, I think I'm going to switch into the Raichu temporarily. I could always retreat it whenever I want. Let's go and use that Sycamore, and looks like I was right, so we're actually not going to get a Lightning Energy card. However, our Raichu is able to attack, so I'm going to go and attach the Double Colors Energy onto it. It will, however, be losing its life during our next turn, so, but that's okay. I'm going to go and attack with it anyways. Let's go and use Circle Circuit for 80 damage, 10 HP short. Unfortunately, I am lacking a bench Pokemon, but that's okay. I'm not particularly worried about that just yet. So let's see how much Meloetta will hit us for this time around. I mean, it's definitely going to knock out a Raichu. All it needs to hit us is for 40 damage. Going to get a head, so that is 140 damage. Not a bad amount by any means. I'm going to go and bring out the Mega Ampharos EX as our main attacker, guys. I could also bring out another one of our bench Pokemon and then use the Escape Rope. But I think I'd like to get rid of that Meloetta, so let's go and bring out the Mega Ampharos EX. No Lightning Energy cards just yet. I'm going to go and attach the Ampharos Spirit Link onto that Ampharos EX. Let's go for the Professor Birch's Observations, and awesome, looks like we're going to get a heads. No energy cards again. We still have one more Shaman EX in our deck, guys, so I'll definitely be bringing that out. Let's go and use that Ultra Ball, get rid of the Ampharos Spirit Link, and a Rough Sea Stadium card. I think I'm going to go and get rid of the Lysander instead. So come on, we just need one Lightning Energy card or a Flash Energy, and then we can finally start attacking. And we're finally going to get it. So let's go and attack with Exavolt. I will not be putting our opponent under the paralysis state because there's no point. I mean, we have knocked it out regardless. So we're probably going to see that Landorus make its appearance. Again, we do have the Flash Energy, so we now have no more weakness on that Mega Ampharos EX, which is definitely going to pay off. I mean, otherwise that Landers EX could have hit us for a devastating amount, 90, 180 damage. If he had a strong energy or even a muscle band, that would have been a knockout for that Mega Ampharos EX. So we're only going to take 90 damage, so that is kind of nice. Again, we don't need to use the Exavolt ability because we'll be able to hit for more than enough damage to knock out the opponent's Pokemon. So I'm going to go and attach the double colors energy onto that Ampharos EX. Let's go and use Exavolt one more time. No, 120 damage is more than enough, and that's going to allow us to snatch up one more prize card. We have our last Mega Ampharos EX prized, but we possibly aren't even really going to need to make use of it because our Mega Ampharos EX is slowly going to be able to heal itself back to full HP. Regirock could be kind of menacing because it hits for a lot of damage to any EX Pokemon. So I could Lysander it out if I really wanted to, which I think is actually what I'm going to go and do, guys, before it becomes a menacing threat to us. So let's go and bring out that Lysander, the Regirock. Again, it does not have any resistance, so we're going to go with Exavolt. No, 120 damage is more than enough, and draw onto a prize card. I actually think I neglected to use the Rough Sea Stadium card, so, but that's okay. I mean, our opponent's Rayquaza EXs could potentially hit us for 60 damage, but we'll easily be able to knock it out. They also have the Lightning weakness, so that's an easy knockout for us. Let's go and heal off that damage slowly. Once again, attach the last Lightning Energy card onto that Ampharos EX. Let's go and use Exavolt. No, 240 damage is how much we will be hitting for. And we finally draw onto that very last Mega Ampharos EX. So yeah, I think this is going to be game, guys. I think I'm going to go and find ourselves an additional opponent right after this as well. So let's go and use Exavolt. Yeah, this time let's go and hit for 170 damage. And that should be able... Oh, actually, no. This opponent's Rayquaza EX is the 180 HP one. I forgot this one had the 170 HP. Yeah, so it could have been a mistake on my part, but... Again, we should absolutely be able to win. I mean, that Rayquaza EX is not even able to attack. We're going to see the Shauna. Maybe if the opponent can bring out a bench Pokemon and a switch card, they may be able to survive. But I think this is going to be our game, guys. So let's see. And yeah, I think the opponent's simply going to end their turn. Yeah. So that is going to be game, guys. Let's go and hit for 340 damage for a massive final knockout. And yeah, so let's go and find ourselves an additional opponent. It's a bit of a shame that the opponent had... Well, I mean, we both sort of had each other's weaknesses. He had those rock type... Well... Sorry, fighting type Pokemon, whereas we had the lightning type Pokemon, which were extremely effective against those Mega Rayquaza EXs. Alright, so this time around we're going to be facing some sort of Darkness deck. If it has any Yveltal EXs, that's going to be our type advantage. I mean, Lightning type Pokemon seem to be a very nice type to have at this point, but there's also quite a few fighting type decks that we may encounter, but luckily for us that Flash Energy really does seem to be paying off. Okay, so it looks like we're going to start off with two Ampharos EXs, so I'm going to go and lay one down. I think I'm going to use the Professor Birch's observation. I'd like to shuffle those Lightning Energy cards back into our deck, and then hopefully when I make use of the Thunder Rod attack, we have a higher probability of getting some more Lightning Energy cards and then latching them on to that Ampharos EX. So I think I'm going to start off by attaching the Flash Energy card onto that Ampharos EX right away. So let's see what else the opponent decides to bring out into their bench. Maybe they're going to hold off on that. I'm hoping we see the Yveltal EX because that would be a nice typing advantage. But no, it looks like it's going to be a Murkrow and a Scraggy, which both... actually, sorry, the Murkrow does have the Lightning weakness. Okay, so let's go and attach the Flash Energy card onto that Ampharos EX. Hope for a heads, and we are going to get it. Let's go and lay down a Pikachu. We still have two more Lightning Energy cards in our hand, so maybe we're not going to be all that successful with the Thunder Rod. Let's go and use it. Yeah, unfortunately, no Lightning Energy cards, but that's okay. It's not letting me click. Okay, so finally it worked. I was scared for a second that the game may have just frozen. Murkrow can hit us for 10 damage, I believe. Yeah, so that's it. Not really an impressive amount by any means. Let's go and bring out a Raichu. I'm gonna go and attach the double colors energy onto that Ampharos. I could Lysander out the opponent's Scraggy, but there's absolutely no point. Let's go and use Thunder Rod one more time. Lightning Energy, no, again, we're not gonna get it. So it's unfortunate. I mean, it only allows us to look at the top 4 cards. I feel like if we had the ability of looking at the top 5 cards of our deck, then this attack would be much, much better. But we should be able to take care of the opponent's Murkrow during our next turn. Sorry, Murkrow. I think Murkrow is probably how we pronounce it. So let's see if we're going to see any evolutions from the opponent's end. I mean, that Murkrow is really easily gonna get knocked out in a single attack, unless we do see a Shadow Circle and a Rare Candy allow. Well, actually, sorry, I believe Hunchcrow only has 100 HP, and of course, it's not a Stage 2 Pokemon, so we're probably definitely gonna be knocking out the opponent's Murkrow during our turn. So let's see what the opponent decides to do. Yeah, hitting us for a mere 30 damage using the wing attack. So let's go and attach that lightning energy card, Tierno, and we have the VS Seeker, but of course we have already used our supporter card for this turn. Let's go and use Sparking Tail for 100 damage. Right, I actually forgot that Sparking Tail does not isn't affected by weakness, resistance, or anything like that. So that's something that I should have kept in mind. The opponent is going to use that teammates card, so this is the time that the opponent can really effectively use to get the cards that he needs. Okay, so let's see what our opponent decided to bring out. Looks like we're going to see Malamar EX and the Scrafty. Machine Gun Bullet could hit us for potentially a whole lot of damage, but unfortunately for the opponent, he would need 2 Darkness Energy cards. Looks like that Malamar EX is going to put us under the sleep condition. Looks like we're going to remain asleep. I think I'm going to go and look for an additional Tierno, guys, so let's actually go and do that, because we have a pretty solid hand for the most part, and no Mega Ampharos EX, no Ultra Balls either. Man, that's kind of unfortunate. I would have loved to bring out the Mega Ampharos EX, but I guess for now I'm going to go and attach a Lightning Energy card onto that Ampharos EX, and that is going to be how we end the turn. So our Ampharos EX is finally gonna wake up, but it's probably gonna go right back to sleep, because we're probably gonna see an additional energy card getting latched on to that Malamar EX, which will of course force us to go back under the sleep condition. So just waiting to see what our opponent decides to do. I mean, we're probably not really going to see that Scrafty in action. I'm really hoping our opponent did not waste one of his choices with the teammates card to look for the Scrafty, especially since I don't think it's going to be attacking. We'll definitely be putting back to sleep. We're seeing an additional Murkrow, and it looks like this time we're going to wake up, so we'll definitely be able to knock out the Scrafty. I think I'm going to go for an additional Tierno, guys. Again, just a very, very solid hand for the most part. We have the Ampharos Spirit Link, no Ultra Balls, but I will be attaching that Ampharos Spirit Link onto that Ampharos EX. I'm going to go and attach the Double Colors Energy onto that benched Ampharos EX. And then let's go and use the Sparking Tail, hitting that Scrafty for 100 damage, allowing us to take one more prize card. I think we're going to see the Malamar EX, yes. But there's definitely a possibility that our Ampharos EX will not be getting knocked out unless we see the the Trick Coin getting latched onto that Malamar EX, and possibly the Double Colors Energy, which I think would probably have been the best 2 cards. Okay, so Double Colors Energy, and are we going to see the Trick Coin as well? Maybe the opponent's not running any. Okay, no, but they're going to hit us for 120 damage. 10 HP short from actually knocking out that Ampharos EX. My goodness, we are not getting those Mega Ampharos EXs just yet. So I'm going to go and use that VS Seeker. Tierno one more time. Come on, Tierno. Don't let us down during this time. My goodness, again, no Mega Ampharos EX, no Hoopa EX, or no Ultra Ball. I mean, what are the odds of that, guys? There's no point of me to really heal that Ampharos EX back to full HP. So I'm going to go and attach a Lightning Energy card onto that Ampharos EX. And unfortunately, that's how I'm going to have to end the turn. So I don't know, guys. We're just getting really, really unlucky during this game. So I'm almost positive that Malamar EX is going to knock out that Ampharos EX. I mean, unless the opponent flips 4 tails, which would really be unfortunate. But they're going to flip 3 tails but get at least 1 head. So that will allow them to snatch up their first 2 prize cards. I'm going to go and temporarily bring out the Raichu as our own active Pokemon. We finally have the Hoopa EX, but at this point we don't have the Spirit Link. I mean, I can, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go and bring out the Hoopa EX. Yes, let's look for some Pokemon. So Ampharos EX, Mega Ampharos EX, and another Mega Ampharos EX. So let's go and start off by bringing out an Ampharos EX onto our bench. I mean, I definitely think we need the Mega Ampharos EX at this point for us to effectively take care of that Malamar EX. So I'm gonna go and attach the Flash Energy onto our benched Ampharos EX. There's no really point of retreating that Raichu. Maybe it's probably going to get knocked out anyways. Let's go and bring out that Mega Ampharos EX, and that's going to be how we end our turn. We should be able to knock out that Malamar EX during our next turn. And we also have the option of attaching the Muscle Band onto that Mega Ampharos EX as well, which would be kind of nice. But I mean, that Malamar EX only has 170 HP, so it might actually not be necessary. But I'm going to go and attach that to him anyways. We don't have any Spirit Links in our hand. For some reason, I can make use of the Ace Trainer. Oh yeah, right. Sorry, that's because we're actually winning the game. Okay, that makes sense. I assumed it was another little mistake on the PTCGO's part. Let's go and attach the double colors energy onto that Ampharos EX. Yeah, I think we're gonna go and trim down our opponent's hand by a little bit. Let's go and use that Ace Trainer to get some new cards in our hand, and of course, force the opponent into having only 3 cards in their hand. Let's go and lay down a Pikachu. We have 2 Mega Turbos, but our Mega Ampharos EX is already loaded up and ready to go. Let's go and attach that Ampharos Spirit Link. Let's go and use Exavolt. Yes, we will be knocking out the opponent's Malamar EX, and that will allow us to snatch 2 prize cards. Alright, so things are starting to finally look up for us. All we need is 2 more prize cards and we should be able to win the game. So if our opponent can put us to sleep and then use Nightmare Mambo, that can hit us for quite a bit of damage. We're going to see the Wally, so that is going to be an additional Scrafty. This time it's going to be a different type, Hypnoblast, and it looks like we are going to wake up, so that's unfortunate for the opponent. Let's go and heal off the bulk of the damage. Lay down a Raichu as well. I do have the Ultra Ball. I'm going to hold off on that for now. Let's go and use Exavolt. I don't need to hit for more damage. I mean, we're already hitting that Hunchcrow for more than enough damage, especially with that weakness. So I think this is going to be game, guys. We should be able to snatch up that very last prize card. We're going to see the Wally, Crocodile, oh no, sorry, Crocorock, and then of course Crocodile, the last Pokemon. Looks like the opponent's going to quit right before we win the game, so that is going to be it. So thank you guys very much for watching. Please be sure to check out those annotations for my previous video, which is the Mega Sceptile EX, or a random video as well. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.